So, all right, let's get into the meat and potatoes, this last little segment. We've seen a lot of people. We've seen them all drum. We've seen the top drop troops drum. I'm going to make a bold statement here that I have seen RCC at two different points, the very beginning and now, like this weekend. I think RCC is the worst out of the top five, the typical top five. As of March 8th, I think they play not as good as the other four.
Well, you'll get. I'll go through my. I'll get that into my top 15. Did you write yours out?
No.
Oh, come on! You didn't write them out.
Nope.
Oh my gosh! How are you
I have a
gonna do
few
this?
predictions. That was one of the bold statements. I think it's an off year for RCC from a playing standpoint. From what I've seen from multiple videos over the past 4 or 5 weeks, that's one of my bold statements. I think it's an off year.
My statement will be made when I go through my list, I guess.
Okay. I'll play off you. Go ahead.
All right, so these are some groups that I don't have making finals right now.
Okay.
Vigilantes, Vessel, Strike, and Atlanta Quest.
That last one's bold.
Some of these are bold, but I'm here for it.
Okay.
In 15th place, making it into the finals for the first time in a handful of years, I have Redline Percussion.
Wait, the first time in how many years?
I don't know. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been at least. I don't think they made it in 19.
No, I don't think
maybe not
so.
18, 17. Maybe I don't know. When was the last time Redline made finals? Somebody let us know.
Yeah, I agree with you though. I think Redline will make finals.
I bet it's been 5 or
for
6
sure.
years.
I echo that sentiment. From what I saw this weekend, they will make finals.
Another caveat: some of these predictions are based off of just the group's history. Number 14, newcomer, Rhythmic Force out of Texas. I loved what this ensemble did last year, and through like the COVID stuff, and I would just have to imagine that they have a lot of momentum. Texas has a lot of talent. I know the people that are on the design staff there and the people that teach there. Like, I know the names. So I think that's going to be kind of one that pops out and surprises people. So 14th, I had Rhythmic Force. 13th, Dark Sky. 12th, POW, which is a little bit lower than what they normally are, but I think it's just a competitive year. 11th, I have Cap City. I think this 9 through 11 could flip-flop anyway. 10th, I have Infinity. 9th, Monarch from Texas. 8th, United Percussion. Saw United show. I really like it.
Yes.
It's a better show. I'll say this: it's a better United show than they have had, and that ensemble plays well. They play really well.
I agree. They play very
line,
well. They have one of the most aggressive snare lines in WGI world.
They're going for it.
Yeah.
United can maybe even flip flop 7th with this next group. Although Matrix at 7th, I think Matrix is a better show. This next, all right, so we're up to top 6 now. This next pick will tell you how I feel about this group as far as their normal. In 6th place, RCC. In 5th place, I put GMU, George Mason.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched George Mason's show a handful of times. It's very refreshing. They do an excellent job of just creating a continuous soundscape throughout the entire show. And the show just feels like one production. Like, you don't get these segments. They are playing really well, especially for how early it is. Strong snare line, strong bass line, strong tenor line, front ensembles doing well. And the show is just good to me. It's called Nothing Lost. It's kind of just like a play on, like, hold on, sorry.
Well,
but it's just kind of like a play on like broken, repair, renew, broken. Like it, you can apply that sentiment to like anything in life, like a broken relationship, a broken toy, a broken car, broken, repair, renew. Like, nothing's lost, broken, repair, renew, and it just kind of takes you through that cycle. It's very, very applicable, and they are using a DTX pad in a way that I've never seen anybody use it. They basically it's basically like a ninth snare drummer, quad drummer, bass drummer that he is mimicking and just accenting and highlighting all these different textures that are happening on the floor. I also think that they go for the music effect caption really, really aggressively, just with the way they designed it.
I want to echo everything you just said, that I think GMU will beat RCC. Unless RCC, I haven't seen their show on the floor, but I've heard the book, I've heard the show musically, I've seen GMU on the floor, and we will do a follow-up post-finals, whatever, reaction videos to all this stuff, and we'll address it there on the YouTube channel. But I think this is a year where, like, didn't X get 6th a few years ago, and, like, Matrix beat him or something?
Yeah, it probably shouldn't have happened, but it did happen.
That happened. Yeah. I was going to say, one of the main things I wanted to say as you rolled through your predictions here at the end of this podcast was, I think one of those top groups is going to get beat, and I think they're going to get beat by GMU. I think like you said, I watched their show for the first time. I've seen some lot videos, some music clips or whatever on YouTube, but I watched the full production on the floor. What you said about being one cohesive thought from start to finish is 100% accurate. It's engaging. There's never too much going on at any time. And I will say the battery writing is unique and different in a way that Broken City's battery writing was unique and different, but not in the same vein, like in a different lane or theme or whatever you want to call it. It's hard to explain.
It like has the content, but it's also complementary.
Exactly. It all complements each other, and there's some stuff they do with some decels and accels in the middle as they like decel and accel rolls, and there's space even with the tempos changing as a battery or a percussion ensemble. That's just like, holy crap, that's hard. Like, it's just difficult. And at no point did it seem like it was difficult just because they wanted to throw a lot of notes. It seems like a cohesive visual and musical package from start to finish. And I almost caught myself for a minute when I was watching it the first time of saying it's kind of like a run-on sentence. But then I thought back and I was like, no, there's ebbs and flows and ups and downs and peaks and valleys, but it's still a cohesive thought. From the very beginning, when they push that vase off that podium in the back left corner, I think they will beat RCC. So, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, 6 RCC. We stopped on 5, but I felt like I needed to justify or at least explain myself in why I put GMU in 5.
No, I agree. I agree with you on that.
4th, MCM. 3rd, I put Broken City. I haven't seen the show on the floor yet, but they have never finished outside the top 3 since they've been a group.
Yeah, you told me that recently, and I kind of blew my mind. And then I thought about it. I was like, yeah, you're freaking right. They haven't.
I mean, they were like another ensemble that kind of dissolved, and then they rebranded and remade it with Roger and Kevin and Mike and all those guys. But whatever. Yeah. 2, and this could flip flop either way too. But I put Pulse, and 1 I put Rhythm X. Pulse is phenomenal. Mm-hmm. They're really clean. I'm honestly not sure how much cleaner they can get. I mean, I'm sure the tech staff and people in front are like, oh no, we can clean. But I think Rhythm X's show has further legs to run on as far as like its entertaining and depth of it. Yeah, that's why I put Rhythm X first.
I know we're not being like between each other, we're not combating each other here, but I agree once again. Like, I think Pulse is the cleanest ensemble, musically speaking. I think Pulse is playing their nuts off this year. Now, but I will say,
I could see a scenario where Pulse wins the music caption and Rhythm X won music GE.
Yep. You literally took the words out of my mouth. I think X's show is better from musically. I haven't seen the visual package of Pulse. I hope to see it. Hopefully there's a regional soon, but I think Pulse and X are your top 2 groups. I think X's show is better, but I think Pulse is playing better right now.
Right. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
That's my
Pulse is just like every video you see, it's like, oh, it's nails. What the hell? Like, how are they? It's March 2nd. How are they this good?
I know they're just to kind of like wrap up too. I know there's some people like, oh, when are you gonna recap or review like non-finalist or upper class groups. All right, I would totally watch band all day if I got paid to watch band all day. like if it was my job, like Stephen A. Smith, to like watch every single NBA and NFL show, I would. But unfortunately, it's not my job, so I just don't have time.
Yeah, there's a lot of groups. The activity's growing. We only have so many hours in a day to do our normal jobs, but we will react to some of those groups that aren't top groups or finalist groups if we have the time. And we have an upload schedule based on analytics and the algorithm for YouTube and all that stuff. So that plays a factor too in how much we can react to. But yeah, so I mean, I feel like we just word vomited for like 57 minutes.
There's a lot of content in there.
Hopefully the audience
we got the content box checked.
Yeah,
we're not so sure about the execution box, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Hopefully the listeners aren't exhausted or got just like glazed eyes halfway through that. We just like went on a run-on sentence there. But I in closing, before we wrap this up here in a second, I think X and Pulse are your groups to beat. I think it's a weak year for RCC. I think GMU is probably better than they've ever been as an overall ensemble. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm stoked. I still think it's a super strong indoor year, like I predicted in a few podcasts ago or reaction videos ago. A lot of clean beats happening, a lot of cool shows. Yeah, I agree with Evan. I think X is going to win because of their show. Even if Pulse ends up being achievement level cleaner from start to finish, I think X will win as of right now based on shows. I think it's one of their years where the staff kind of married the visual with the music and the general effect in a good way that I think they're going to win. Yeah. Well,
for show.
Yep. Now that we're done, I'm out of breath. I'm tired. You got anything else?
I'm good, man.
All right. We're going to upload this podcast in the next few days. It is March 8th. Be on the lookout on YouTube and podcast services. We're going to react to some Mystique and X videos we know are coming from Drumline AV from the Indie Regional in the next couple days. And then just keep looking, subscribe, check out Lone Star Percussion, discount code Aged Out, save yourself some money on those mallets or sticks. We will see everybody in the next one.
Peace.